Hello. Welcome back to the Wombynhood Illuminated Podcast. I am so excited to have the absolutely beautiful Ann Maguire here with me. Oh my goodness, it's so, this is an honor.
Aww. Oh.
It is an honor.
Terrifying.
Thank you for speaking to that, because I say all the time to people that it's not easy. It's not easy having 3 cameras pointed at you, you know what I mean? But the conversations are always worth it. And you forget after a while that they're there, because you and I will just start nattering like we're doing now.
Like we always do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we'll be grand. We'll be all right.
Exactly. No, but thank you, because I know that this was an age for you to come on and be here.
Yes, absolutely. No pun intended, Ruth.
And you know how I love to invite you to your edges and to expand, you know? It's like,
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much for being here.
It's an absolute pleasure and an absolute honour to be asked to be here and to be part of this, part of your journey, obviously.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I am absolutely honoured.
Oh, I'm so glad. So for some background information, Anne and I have known each other, 7 years, 8 years?
About
8
It's about
years.
8
Aye,
years, yeah.
8 years. And we've worked together. Like, Anne has held space on retreat with me and co-facilitated with me, and you have been with me all along my journey of stepping into the light. So, and it's just been such a gift to see you step into yours. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
So, your journey. So, if I was to sum up the work that you do, but if we put labels on it, what are your 2, I know I'm thinking of 2 things at the moment, but what would you say right now is that's really sitting on your heart is your work right now?
So my passion would be, there's actually 3 things. My passion definitely would be meditation. It would be my healing work and also my counselling.
Yeah. And I just felt like this was an important conversation to bring, because we like to pigeonhole things. And it's like, oh, you do energy work, or you're a counsellor. And there is this, I was literally away at an ecstatic dance, at the weekend, and I was chatting to a lovely, beautiful soul there, and she was a psychotherapist, and she was talking about navigating the world of therapy when you are this multifaceted being. And I'm just curious, how have you found that journey of integrating all of these parts of you together?
Well, all of these parts of me make me the whole that I am. So for me, it was like the coming together of everything, and everything kind of rolled into each other. So where the counselling is concerned, you're holding space. You're holding space in meditation. You're holding space in energy work as well. The biggest part, as you well know, in counselling is the non-judgmental element of it, and accepting who comes through your door as they are. And that's exactly how it is in healing work. It's the same in meditation. Whoever presents as they present, that's exactly how it's meant to be. So there's elements in all of them that interlink, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I mean, I believe they marry together beautifully.
Yeah.
There's therapeutic element to my work, which is there's a therapeutic element to all of these pieces of work. And so therefore having that actual kind of more classical clinical framework of training, which I've journeyed with too, it has really helped to inform creating a safe container as well in the energy work. And so let's rewind though, because this is now, but the journey to get here is wow.
Yeah.
So how did it start? Which came first?
So what came first was the counselling. The counselling came first. And I think it was, do you know what? It's like what I said to you earlier on when we were talking a wee bit. This journey started for me from day one. From the day I was birthed, I feel, onto this earth. This was my path, and I had to navigate my way to get here. And I firmly believe that all the challenges I met along the way, and a lot of them I met when I was really young, they all informed me to be where I am today. They were meant to be part of my journey. And I always knew that it would be divine timing that would bring me to where I needed to be. And for me, that was actually when I was near my 40s. So I felt at that time, when we went to study, there was a lot of people in the class who were quite a lot younger than me. But I remember thinking, do you know what? I'm bringing my wisdom of my experiences to this place. And that's how it's meant to be for me. So that's my experience where counselling is concerned. It was my first. I'd always felt that I was going to be doing something to help other people. And that reality came in a journey that I had one day, and all I remember was my daughter was in the pram, and I was walking the Derry Road, so she must have been about 2, and I remember walking up near the tech and looking at the tech, and now counselling hadn't even come into my head at that stage, and I remember looking at it thinking, I'm going to go there someday. But I'm going to go there, and I'm actually going to do counselling is what I'm going to do, because I'm meant to help people. And went on up to the tech gates, and I remember turning and looking in and going, I will be there, but now is not my time. This is not my time. I have got something that I need to be doing, and my time will show. And I left it there because it meant nothing to me. It was just a thought. It was just how it was. And yeah, it was left where it was. But now when I look back, I can clearly see there was some divine intervention there happening at that time, but I didn't know what it was at that time. I had no idea.
And there's the thread of the energy work, and like energy work brings in manifestation work. It brings in that creative energy that we connect into. And that was literally you embodying that in a moment. Like it just came out of nowhere, because you had never entertained anything before that.
No.
And it just landed. It's funny how things can just land. And I know we were talking about this too, because like you said, you started this journey from the day you were born. And like this is the thing, we like to see a piece of work or like somebody's journey, or like you're a counsellor now, and just be like, oh, that they did a 3-year or 4-year or 5-year course or whatever, and training and accreditation, and be like, that was it started on that day. But no, it starts like, it's like even me with like the birthing of this course that I'm doing at the minute, like when I actually reflect on the conversations that I've had with like my soul sisters and like tribe and family, I've been talking about this course for years. And the name for another piece that's coming through, that is coming through now to be delivered in the near future as well, the name of that came 8 years ago, 7 years ago, or whatever it was, but it didn't come through at that time because that was not the time. But so there's this deep knowing or a conversation that is happening if we open ourselves to receive it. You know. So you did your counselling. So you work as a professional counsellor at the moment?
So I started my journey off. I started at the bottom of the ladder, which was Introduction to Counselling and Personal Development. And that was intentional because I needed to sort of find my path in it. So it was like, start at the very bottom of the ladder and let's see where it takes you. So my younger sister actually started the journey with me. So that was quite sweet. It was Leona. And we both journeyed through the Introduction to Personal Development in Oma, and then we went on then to do our person-centered counselling. And Leona stepped aside after that. It just wasn't for her, and she took the journey as far as she could. At that stage then, as you well know, person-centered is very much part and parcel of counselling. But as I came to the end of that first year, I kind of thought, I need more tools in my box. I know there's something else I need to do with this. So my journey then took me to Derry. I did tech and dairy through University of Ulster at that time, and it was integrative counselling. So it was bringing different theories and models together and fitting that around the clients that we see. And I instantly knew that this is the final piece for now for me. And that was a 4-year study for that.
You did your master's too, did you?
I didn't go on to do my master's. There was a point in time where it was in process, and again, instinctively, it was a case of no, this is where I need to stop the journey for now, and let's see what happens with that. And that's exactly what I done. So as you know, with counselling, you're forever training. It's forever. There's always something.
What is this? What do you CPD? Is it, what do you call the personal development hours? CPD.
CBD hours.
Yeah.
So you've always got to do them anyway. They always have to be done. So you're always
Every year.
expanding.
Yeah.
But no, that was enough for me then. And my journey then took me to Hurt in Derry for my placement, which you know is difficult to get.
Before you move on, for those that are listening who are not local, what is Hurt?
So Hurt is Have Your Tomorrows. So they work with drug and alcohol addiction and family support as well. They've now expanded into the holistic element as well. So
very good.
Yeah, they've really expanded out. So I've been with Hurt from I started this journey up until about a month ago.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So they took me on as a student, and then they asked me to stay, which I did, and up to a couple of weeks ago. And because my own work was expanding out a wee bit more, and time and balance and all of that, I made the call then to step aside for now. It's never a closed door with Hurt, but for now I needed to step aside to sort of focus on my own work and see where that takes me. So that's really where I'm at now.
So your own work, what are you referring to, Anne?
Yeah. So my own work, there's many facets to my own work. So my own work is my counselling.
Yeah.
And I never really stepped into that arena per se. I sort of kept it quiet. It probably was deliberate on my part, I think, initially. And what lovely thing comes into this is, of course, the old imposter syndrome came into play. And again, it's another backup where divine intervention is concerned. Imposter syndrome crippled me. I mean, crippled me at the start. But this went on for about 4 or 5 years. The journey to work was a crying from I got in the car to I got to my work, and that went on that length of time. In normal circumstance.
When you say going to your work, do you mean to Hurt?
To Hurt and Derry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realise it was that bad.
Yeah, it was crippling. It was horrendous. But again, it like I say, there was something that kept just driving me, something kept pushing me, and I stuck with it. And eventually I got a great supervisor who oversees my work, and she challenged me greatly in it, as did yourself. And I eventually got to a place where I was able to manage it much, much better and be more accepting. But yeah, anybody that's in this work will know it too well, I would say.
Yeah, it's the constant. It's like, I always find with counselling, well, first of all, people pedestalize. Is that even a word? But you know what I mean? Put people on a pedestal. Yeah. And it's like, oh, you're a trained counsellor or you're a psychotherapist. You have all your shit together. It's like, no. We're still human, messy human beings navigating life, you know? Yeah. And like, there's that part that's very real in you as well, that you know that. And then you're going, and I feel like that in part, for knowing you anyway, like there's a humbleness that is like, that feeds into, and can be mistaken as imposter syndrome too, in part because you're like, can I hold this work? Because I am in my journey, and can I? Yeah. And you fucking can. Like your energy, and this is something for those who are listening or watching who have ever met Anne, and I know there's people who'll be listening, like your energy is so grounding, and it's so nurturing and soft and open, and you're so fully present. And I just find that fascinating that was such a journey for you, because there's people you meet in life who you just know that is absolutely their calling, And I'm not saying the box of counselling is particularly per se the calling, but the holding space for people is absolutely your calling.
Yeah.
So to me, that makes so much sense that you would, because you're just so good at listening. You're such a good listener. And listening is such a skill, folks. Like, people take listening for granted. Like, really take a moment to pause in your day-to-day interactions with people and see how much are you actually listening to the other person speak. And do you feel like you're heard as well?
Yeah.
And you might be surprised at just how much of your interactions you're not really, it's all about you. You're not really engaging with listening to the other person, and or vice versa. And that's why it is such a skill to really deeply listen. And
it's important.
It's the sense, like, I always feel it with your energy, Anna. It's like the sense of immediacy. You're so in that moment with me, and like, I'm so grateful in our friendship for that, because we all need somebody that's just there in the moment. You know, they're not going off in the futures trying to problem solve. FYI, folks, our wee boy racers are about again tonight, and the farmers. It's a beautiful sunny day when we're recording at the minute, and the tractors are flat out. They're flat out fertilizing and friggin' cutting and baling. So if you hear it, that's, and also the boys are out on the mopeds. But anyway, sometimes the mics pick it up. It's too funny. But I just wanted to say, to just acknowledge that in this moment from me to you. For you being who you are, and your skills, and I know there's skills you've learned in part, but see, there you go, skills you've learned in part, but actually it's you embody this anyway. It's who you are energetically. Like, I feel like a lot of the time when we find our soul calling or passion or vocation, it's just it is absolutely an expansion of the essence of yourself, of your soul self. Yeah. Your soul essence. And like, it makes so much sense to me that you went into counselling. I'm like, of course you did. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And then to expand further then into the other parts of your work.
The other parts of my work. So the other parts of my work, like counselling, the other parts showed up, and it's an interesting story how they started to show up. So it was back in 2019, I think early 2019, and I started scrolling through Facebook, as you do, and scrolling, and these three letters showed up, IET, and I went, oh, what's that? And I went, oh, it doesn't matter, scroll on. So I did that. But it came back to me again. And I went, oh, I need to go back and look at this. Went back and looked at it. Again, went past it. But still, before I put my phone down, it was, no, I need to go back. I need to check this out. I need to figure this out. What is this? So I went and read it. And it was to do with IET training. And it was Heather Peoples, Minding Me, in Letterkenny. So Heather, bless her, she's a good friend now. But at the time, I remember looking at it, and I remember where I was sitting. I was sitting in the corner of the sofa, and this overwhelming sense of, I need to do something with this, but I have not got a clue what this is. I've never heard tell of it. I don't, but that sense, that overwhelming feeling. So I thought, what the hell do I do with this? So left and thought, right, okay, I'm going to message this woman. I'm going to just, I don't know how I'm going to tell her or what I'm going to tell her. She's going to think, a mad woman messaging me here. So I sent Heather a message, and I actually looked for it before I came here, but I couldn't find it. And the message basically said, look, I'm really sorry. My name is Anne. I've been just looking through Facebook, and IET's popped up. No idea what it is. All I need to know, or all I know is I need to contact you. I'm really sorry if this sounds a wee bit out there. I don't know what else to say. And I got this lovely message back from Heather. She said, Anne, lovely to hear from you. Could we please arrange to meet up? I think I know exactly what it is you need to do. So I was still none the wiser by the end of this. And I went, oh, right, okay, yeah, I'll do that. So she's based in Letterkenny. So I went and I spoke to her, and she just basically explained to me that this was calling me. and it felt exactly right. It felt like that. As well, I can never explain the feeling I got that day. I just can't put words to it. But when I spoke to her, I knew I was where I needed to be, which was exactly the same with the counselling. I had exactly that same feeling. And so that's how my journey started with Heller.
Wow.
Yeah.
And IET is?
Integrative Energy Therapy. So it's very much a hands-on modality, and it was based in America. So it was a guy called Thayer, and he was a Reiki master. And through doing Reiki, he realised that there was blockages that just weren't being shifted and moved. And I think between partly that and divine intervention, IET was actually born. So he was given like a cellular map, and he was also given integration points in the body to work with, and he was told to basically take that and work with it. But he used his students to do a bit of research around this before we do anything with it, and the outcomes he had from it was amazing. So IET is energy. Everything is energy. All this is energy. We know this. But IET works at cellular level. So when there's trauma can be stored in the body, can be stored in the organs, but it can be stored at tissue level, at cellular level.
Yeah.
And Reiki is quite a mild form of energy work compared to IET, although IET would feel very gentle. It is quite deep.
Right.
And you're also then integrating angel energy in with it as well. So you're working with 9 angels at different points in the body.
Okay.
At these integration points. So these integration points is where the energy comes to the surface and is more easier to manipulate. So you're taking the negative and replacing it with the positive. What you're doing then is you work around the body. You're also working with the auric field. So you're working to clear the auric field as well. When you do intermediate level, your secondary chakras in your hand is activated. So they're used then to clear the auric field as you go through. So effectively, you're working with the chakras as you go through as well.
So these energy points in the body, are they different to the chakras then?
They are different. Okay. Some of them are in the chakra area, is what I'm going to say. And some of them are underneath the body as well. So you're working underneath the body as well as on top of the body.
Okay. Like along the back?
Yeah, so it would be in along the spine, so you can clearly see why you're working with the chakras as well there. Yeah. So it's along the spine, it's on the top of the head, behind the ears and the back of the neck as well, and on the clavicle here, on the heart center, the solar plexus, sacral, and the root chakra. Okay. So as you do that, then you're, as I say, you're working that energy, and there's different angels called in at each point in the body whenever you're working. So in my head, and we all work very different, but when I do this at each point, I visualize the angel that's coming in and who you're calling in, and when that angel does their work, then what you're doing then is you're thanking that angel, and you're moving on to call in the next angel. But for healers, it's where we don't heal, we're the conduit for the healing energy to come through us is what we are. So we're not the healers. Yeah. The person on the table and the angel energy that comes through, that's exactly where the healing takes place. Beautiful. So we are a conduit, is what we are.
Yeah, I love that you said that, because this is something I say all the time. Yeah. Like, and people go, thank you, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. Like, truly, I just held or followed what I was guided to do, but I'm not doing anything. You're the one doing it. Yeah. So thank you for you doing it, because that, like, take it, like, always giving the power back to the to the person, and to always acknowledging God or source or the divine, whatever label you want to put on the label list, you know, because that is where our gratitude should be poured into, like.
Yeah, and there's a connection with the counselling as well, empowering the person who's in front of you. Yeah, that's the same thing, same principle.
Yeah, and it's letting them know what lives within them as well.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And that ability to self-heal. Yes. You know, that's innate in all of us. We've just lost that somewhere along the way, is what we have. And as a friend who's coming into mind, they'll know who they are, who openly told me, you know, they do self-heal, and it has worked. It's been proven to work. Yeah. It's been proven to work. If you think about, when you were young, you fell and cut your knee or whatever. The first thing you done was put your hand to your cut.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing you done. You self-soothed.
Yes.
So you were always doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You've always been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very natural and it's very innate.
Yeah. I love, and like, it has been scientifically proven through the measurement of theta waves, is it? And all the rest, and even the heart resonance, the impact of energy work.
Yeah.
And like this has been brought into hospitals in America, because America's always ahead of the curve. Shout out to the American fam out there. But you know, that has been brought in now for post-op work, you know, and it's like, well, if that is happening, like there's a reason for it.
Of course. Because
it works.
Of course.
Because we like to, and I'm sure you can absolutely feel into what I'm saying here as a counsellor. You know, we work in a world which is can be very kind of black and white, matter of fact. We in spiritual inverted commas terms, we call it 3-dimensional reality. And just to speak to that for a second, because people might hear that and be like, what does that mean? Well, 3-dimensional reality is there's 3 dimensions to space. There's width, breadth, and height, isn't it? I'm really crap at this, but basically that's what 3-dimensional space is, you know. And I could be wrong there, but that's I'm actually quoting from a show, The Orville. Just shout out to The Orville. But anyway, so yeah, that's 3-dimensional space. But there, you know, there is a lot of physicists and quantum mechanics comes into all this as well. But like there's lots of dimensions to space. There's 3-dimensional, 4th-dimensional space, 5, 6, 7. So when we talk about our 3rd-dimensional reality, we mean the world that we literally feel and see right here.
Yeah.
And when we live in this world, it can be hard to cognitively process energy. Like if you try to process how you're receiving this information right now through a wireless device, potentially, or you're watching it on your phone, again, a wireless device. Like it's like the telephone, how does that work? You know? And there is energy in this, like even in that's energy and all the rest, and waves, but it's all energy. And so easy for you to shut down something, and this word woo-woo, which I fucking hate.
Oh, yes.
Because woo-woo is replacing and diminishing the mystical and the sacred, which is the energetic field, or the field of the divine of all potentiality. You know. And like, I'm sure have you found a struggle at times with people? Like, is it a culture shock sometimes for people to be like, oh, you do energy work and you're a counsellor?
Well, I mean, I went to the point of someone actually saying she's lost the plot.
Yeah.
She has lost the plot. She is working with angels and she's working with this energy, and I don't know what's happened to her. She's completely gone up the left. So it's only good.
Yes, you have, and it's great. Come join us here.
And that was my reaction. It was, you know what? Here, come here. If that's where you're coming from, fair enough.
Yeah.
It's as well I can stand on this and go, yeah, that's exactly what I do.
I love losing the plot. It's great.
So that's what I was. Yeah, I was a mad woman, basically. That's what I was.
Isn't it so funny? And yet, like I have said this time and time again, and this is something if anybody knows any physicists out there that work in quantum mechanics particularly, who would be up for coming on the podcast, can you please give us a shout? Because I just think having somebody coming from this other more scientific view, and that but still not diminishing the fact that there is unexplained like parts of this, which is where the mysticism, like the mystics, the ascended masters understood that there's this higher, like the label is, like I said, you can't put a label, you can't try and put into words what this is that we're working with. You know what I mean? But it's something, they're having a great time, aren't they, folks?
Life.
But you know, that's the good weather. But you know, but you can feel it, and sometimes it goes beyond the senses too, but it's another sense, like I call it your sixth sense, you know. It's like you feel something, but it's outside of your body. Feel it.
Yes.
And have you experienced that in your energy work?
I have. 100%, yes. But it's that whole idea, where we refer to the mind. The mind is the mind. What is the mind? But yet and all, and science has proved this, your brain cannot work without your mind. Your mind is energy. Yes. So if your mind is not working, your brain won't function. And your mind is energy.
It's the soul.
It's a soul.
Yeah.
It's a soul. Exactly that.
So you're a mad woman who does.
Yeah, apparently. Apparently.
I love that.
That's what I am. So that's fair enough. I'll wear that. That's
happily. That's
happily.
Put that badge right on there.
I've worked hard for this.
Yeah, it's just, but it is important to speak to, because it is. Yeah. This is why I asked, like, how have you found integrating these two worlds? Because there are people, and like I was speaking to another person, a psychotherapist, and they were saying about even like her sharing, like yourself she's we're all multifaceted beings, people. Like, you don't meet somebody and be like, okay, that person is an energy worker, that person's a counselor, that person is an accountant. We like to freaking sum up a whole person by a job title.
Yes, exactly.
And it's like, we're so nuanced and multifaceted. But she was sharing that, like, her work that she does other work as well, and when she shares even on her personal page of somebody in her work sphere, sees that, how that can be challenging for them. And I was like, whoa, that's fascinating, isn't it? It's like, don't be too that now. Stay in this very professional wee box, because I can deal with that safely. But I'm like, isn't that fascinating? Because counselling work, it's about actually taking everything out of the box.
Exactly. Unpacking.
Let's unpack the Pandora's box. Yeah. But you said something about, sorry, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say, do you know what? In the grand scheme of things, people actually get it. This was one person. Yeah. That stood out. But people generally are really open to it, and even more so these past few years. I find that people are more open to it. Both male and female. So it's I'm actually okay with it now. It's everybody sort of accepts it for what it is.
Well, like, what other people think of us is none of our business.
Not at all.
And realistically, the people that feel that way are not in your life, because, you know what I mean, they don't get you, so they're not your people. Yeah. And that's okay. Like, because I've had the same. I've had, like, with my journey through working in the Catholic Church very, very closely, and like being in certain communities, there's some of them are like, geez, she has literally the same thing, lost the plot, and wondering, am I okay? I am okay, thank you. But it's lovely that people are concerned, but it's just funny, it's all about lens, isn't it? And you said about the different angels, so do each, just to come back to the IET, do different angels like carry different frequencies or different energy or different healings, or
Well, the angels that we call in for the IET, they do bring in different frequencies to each point that we're working with. Okay. So they're working with different issues, and they're working with the different integration in that point. So there are specific angels for each point, is what that is. Yeah. So, like, what angels? They're archangels, are they? There are archangels. Okay. So Michael is obviously in there. We'll work from the top of the head down. So we have Raphael, who works at the top of the head. Okay. We have Gabriel, who works, I hope I remember them all now. We have Gabriel, who works on the third eye. Okay. We then have Celestina, who works on the throat. And she also works the back of the neck, so she works this area. We have Faith, who works the shoulders. And we have Cashel, who works the heart. Okay. So then when we come down the sides of the body, then we have Daniel, who works both sides of the solar plexus. And then we move down to Sarah, who works at the sacral. And then we've Archangel Michael, who works down around the root chakra. So he works both sides of the body. So the angel works both sides of his body. So that's where, so that's all the angels. And Ariel, she is the head bombardier of the angels, the IET angels. So we create a heart link when we start our process. we start our healing, we create a heart link with the angels and bring in the collective energy into the client is what we do. And we ask Archangel Ariel to protect our energy and protect the energy of the client. And then we quietly ask the client to set a nice intention for themselves, what they want from it. And we give them time to do that. At the end of the therapy, it lasts about an hour. And then at the end, again, it's just an intuitive thing for me. And if I don't do it, it never feels right. So again, it's not an intuitive thing. I'll go back and check all the chakras is what I'll do. And if any clearing needs done the chakras, then I'll clear the chakras as well. So when the client leaves, everything is aligned and where it should be at that time.
So do you put your hands on the body?
On the body, the only part we don't put our hands on is around the root chakra, around the lower part of the body. The heart chakra, we are working just above the chest area here. So, that's
just literally setting your hand on.
It's literally lightly setting your hand on. And when you're doing that, when you're integrating the energy, then you're pressing into a specific point in the body. So you are using 2 of your fingers just to press maybe a wee bit here and then in the back of the spine as well. So yeah.
It sounds like, just even talking about it, I'm like, it just sounds really blissful.
It's such a sweet energy to work with, and you're inviting in the healing angels. You're also thanking the guardian angel for allowing us to work with the client as well, but also asking our guardian angel to protect us in the space. We're calling in I call in all the unemployed angels as well. So angels who don't really have
unemployed
angels.
The guys that are sitting about going, give us a job to do.
Give us something to do. We need to be doing something. So I'm like, yeah, guys, come on ahead, come in. Loads of space for everybody. So we bring them in as well. And the energy in the room is always lovely, and clients always give lovely feedback, about their experiences within the space as well. I suppose the other thing about healing is, and this would have been something that I probably would have crippled me a wee bit at the start, was, people used to come in and sort of expect you to see or hear. And, I suppose for me, it was letting them understand that this is energy. We know energy works, and that's all we need to know. If anything shows up, then it's up to me to decide, do I say it? If it's in the best interest of the client, then I will. And not always something shows up. It's not about that.
Yeah.
This is about working with the energy is what this is about. And I say that quite clearly at the start, so yeah.
Thanks for speaking to that, because that's how I work myself. And I find, like, as a woman and a cyclical being, depending on where I'm at in my cycle, actually really impacts what comes through too, as in how open I am. And then there's like what's going on in your life.
Of course.
I find it inspirational, these beautiful, like, oracle beings who can channel this information, and they're just connected and tethered to that part of their work so well. That is not, it lives within all of us. Yeah. But it's not something that's always present for me. And it's so interesting because sometimes something comes through and it's like, whoa, it's like a slap up the face of clarity. Not that I'm somebody that has visions a lot or anything, but or feels things in that way. It's just a processing of the information. And there's other times I'm like, I don't know what's happening on this bed, but I'm just doing what I'm being guided to do. And then the person is like, holy crap, I went on a whole journey there. And I'm like, and this is why it's not me, because I don't know. Like I had no, like, I feel like I wasn't part of that journey, although I am, like, obviously you're holding space or whatever, but, and that's what's so beautiful about it. Have you had any real moments of revelation where something's came through and you have shared it and it's been really...
Yeah, there has been like a few times. But it's that whole thing, you're going, do I say it? Do I not say it? Or the human side of us,
yes,
of course. So there was a few times I did. I thought, okay, let's just step into it, see what happens. So I did, and it was relevant. But it doesn't happen to me very often, I'm going to say. Do you know? And I don't expect it to either. I'm there to do what I do, and that's it. But yeah, the few times it happened, it was taking that risk of saying and going, oh, this what? It was that. But yeah, it was spot on. It was spot on the few times it came through, and that's all right. That's grand.
And just to say that you're sharing only positive things.
Only positive things. That's
Yes.
And that's all I've ever got, to be
me
honest.
too. I've never got
had
it.
any negative, not a thing. So yeah, so it's all been good.
And thank you for sharing that, because if you as a listener or watcher have been interested and felt the call to step into this work of yourself, and maybe it's just to go and learn it for your own education, and just for you to receive this yourself, because you can do this for yourself, place your hands on yourself, you know what I mean? It all lives within each and every one of us. Just know, and you might have went, oh, but sure, I'm not psychic, or I'm not a clairvoyant, or clairaudient, or clairsentient, or all the sentient, is that right? Yeah. All the versions of sensory, other ways of sensing other dimensions. Like, neither do we. Like, I'm not sitting here saying I have like mediumship abilities or whatever. Have I had experiences where something has dropped in now and again? Yes, but so have you. Yeah. Like, you have those, and I know anyone listening to this is going to be able to relate to this. And I think it was Dr. Joe Dispenza, one of his books, he talks actually about this and how this has actually been proven that, that we're all connected in this web of life.
Yes.
Those times, folks, where you're thinking about somebody and then they ring. Do you know that, like, that happens, and you're like, you get that wee jolt in your whole nervous system of being like, oh, that felt like something. And you might be like, that was weird. Like, or just be like, because that was such a coincidence, but it happens quite, like, maybe there's one person in your life. I have a beautiful soul sister that I hope to get on the podcast. Shout out to Cheryl Wilson. She's an incredible being. And every time I think of Cheryl, I would laugh so hard. I'd probably go out and see her name on my phone now, because every time that I drop in to connect and being thinking and feeling about her, being like, I want to reach out. Yeah. She reaches out. Yeah. Like, there's always these mad tethers of connection, or a piece of work that I'm really, my hair's annoying, a piece of work that I'm really, really like looking to step into, and then I end up speaking to Cheryl, and she's just literally been like, I've just came back from this weekend of doing X, Y, or Z, and I'm like, whoa, do you know what I mean? Yes. Like, so if you've had these experiences, that is you tapping into your senses. I feel like I've said this a million times, but our animal body, all of it includes the sixth sense. It's like the culmination of all the other senses put together, and this like higher knowing exists in us all, and it's just whether you listen or not. Yeah,
which is exactly what we talk about when we do meditation. And I will always say that at the start of meditation, this body will tell us everything we need to know. Our job is to listen. Our job is to quieten down and listen, not to second guess, but just to go and trust. Yeah. And it'll always come back to be exactly what it is. Yep. That's its job. That's our body's job to do that.
Absolutely. And if we really overcomplicate things, like we overcomplicate the message, and I'm sure every listener has had those moments where you've had the soul nudge, we call it, or the God wink is the other one, where it's like, the thing where it's like, I can't even argue that, like, I was asking for something and then it just appeared, or whatever it is, and you have those moments, and then you start to, you second guess it, or you diminish it, or whatever, but you still had that, and you've had that feeling. It's like, for me, it's always here. It's always in the solar plexus. It's that, like, oh, the wee, like, it's almost like somebody pulling a cord in my core. I'm like, oh, there, that's the connection. Like, the reminder that everything's, like, we are energy. I'm in your field right now. You're in mine. Through the gift of the sound and video, we're all connected in each other's energetic fields right now as well, listeners and watchers. But yeah, it's an incredible gift to do this work, isn't it? Like,
it's an honor. Yeah, it's an absolute honor. And every day, I mean, I'm thankful every day that I made the choices I made, and I got the nudges that I got, and I took the risks that I did.
You listened to the nudges.
I listened to the nudges. I trusted I trusted what I heard. I trusted what I felt. And in those moments when I trusted, that's when everything showed up, and that's when everything fell into place. It was only in those moments when I second guessed and all of that stuff that chaos came on board. But whenever I went with it, there was always an outcome. There was always an outcome of something, you know. And that's probably the biggest lesson that I've learned. Although having said it, is you feel the fear and do it anyway. The human side of you, of course, will pull at that left, right, and centre. But the more you lean into it, the more you start to trust yourself that bit more. And it comes, it's not something that happens automatically, because we're so conditioned into everything that we are. So it's something that you gradually work with, and you test it, is what you do. But you don't keep retesting. You accept it then for what it is. Do you know? And it's so empowering. It is so empowering to be in that place of going, yeah, do you know what? I know exactly this is right. I respect where you're at, but I totally know this is right.
It's the knowing that is so deep. It's like I've said before, it's not faith, because sometimes I feel like, well, and I say that, and again, just a wee disclaimer around language, because different words have different meanings for different people. So when I talk about faith for me is the thing, like I'll believe in it though I can't see in it, but it's like I'm almost like a hopeful belief. It's not really like that's faith for me. It's not true belief. Does that make sense? It's like I'll hope and pray, you know? Whereas the deep knowing is to me the true belief, because you believe it, as in you know it with every fibre of your being. And arriving there, it's like, well, once you arrive there, it's everything just unfolds and shows itself. But it's like, it is such a journey of trust and surrender, isn't it? Like,
surrender being the operative word. It's just, definitely. And it's, but you know what, the feeling, I'm just trying to think on how I can describe it. It's almost like a giddiness in the, like the solar plexus.
Yes,
is what it feels like.
Bubbly, excited. It's excitable.
It's that feeling. It's so hard to put words, human words to it.
Yeah.
But it's a feeling you, once you get it, you never forget.
Never.
And when it shows up, then you know you're exactly where you need to be, and this is actually all right.
It's the knowing and believing without the evidence to support your belief and your knowing. So actually it's the moving into the state of action that is inspired action or aligned action that other people think you may be insane, but you just know it from the depths of you. You know it from the soul of you. So you give yourself permission to step in and have that. You have the faith, you have the belief, you have the knowing. And then through stepping in and doing, your life becomes the evidence. You show that this is, because we so often, I think the human element of us, the ego that wants to keep us safe, we won't take action unless there's evidence to support that will be a successful action, as in, and when I mean successful, like that's not going to hurt me or detract from me, or you know what I mean. And these kind of like soul aligned nudges is like, this makes no fucking sense. This is like, it's like someone saying jump out of the plane, and you don't know whether you have a parachute or not, but you just know that you do. You just know that you're going to be okay. And everyone else thinks, well, would you not need to check if you have a parachute or not? And you're like, I'm good. I know that I'm caught regardless. Your journey is really a testament to that. Like,
it is that. It 100% is that. I suppose learning everything that I have learned, especially over this past 6-7 years, has given me the courage to make decisions and choices that I know is right for me, and to step into my power and my understanding of self, which I felt I didn't have for a while, and for nobody's fault, to be fair. It was just, as I say, we were in that mode of being conditioned and being seen to be doing the right thing by certain people and all of that crack. But then to step into your own power and go, do you know what? Nobody knows me like I know myself. So if I'm making these choices, then trust me, they're right for me. And if they're not, then I'll take my flack with it. It's all of that stuff, you know. And it's very empowering. It is very empowering. You know, but it's not easy.
No, definitely not. It's not for the faint of heart, following the soul journey, like the soul-led journey. Yet it's so fucking rewarding. Like you stepping in, so your counselling came, and we know and have agreed, like that was a soul nudge. That wasn't just like, it's all interwoven, it's all connecting, because we're all souls having we're all the divine having a human experience, as we know. Yeah. But like, the other part of this is when you really stepped in, and me knowing you and being part of that journey, when you hear like doing energy work, for example, or IET, and I know you've done your Reiki and Rahani, like you've done a lot of energy work, trainings, and I love that you really, you know, you have such integrity. You have taken so much time to sit and practice before you ever laid hands on anyone, which is so commendable. And that's where your counselling has came in, your training there to be always in coherence and you know what I mean, like in integrity and safety. But like all of those energy healings, like it's not like you just studied energy work. You remembered who you are, and it changed your whole life. Like all of that informed who you are now, which was just remembering who you always were. Yeah.
Yeah. It's bad. Who I started out as. Yeah. You know, who I started out as. And I think what's coming to mind when we say that, you know, it's often whenever you have this is going off on a whole tangent. It's often when you have parents coming in whose kids are at a certain age, and they're like, no, but here, you know, this is not what I taught them to do. And you're kind of going to them, but what you taught them to do is okay. But what they're doing now is okay, because you've given them the wings to be able to make their choices and decide this sits for me or this doesn't sit for me, and I need to change this. So you've empowered them to do that. So effectively you've done a good job. Yes. But you're giving yourself a hard time because they're not aligning to what you think they should align to. Yes. But we grow and expand. So if people are not growing and expanding, there's something badly wrong. There's something wrong somewhere. Yes. Do you know? And it's a forever journey. Yes. It's a forever journey. That just came randomly into my head. It's so true, though. It shows up so often. You know, it shows up so often. Why are they not doing this? Why are they not doing that? I'll give you a prime example of this. He's going to kill me when I do this. So my youngest son, so going to mass was a thing, right? Okay, we did, and I love my Catholic faith. I love my faith. I just don't practice the same way I used to, but I still love my faith. So it was a ritual going to mass every Saturday night, and I had this young fella who was stamping about the place and whatever. So by the time we got to the chapel gate, I just wanted to rattle him. By the time we got to the chapel gate, and I was going, I ain't going on here feeling like so angry, so annoyed. This is not what this is about. Now knowing prayer is meditation, I was not praying or meditating when I was in that chapel. So he was sat beside me, grunting and groaning and standing and sitting, and I was like, Jesus, I cannot wait to get out of here. So it came to the time then I thought, I can't do this anymore. This is just madness. So I remember I took him aside and I said, right, okay, me and you need to have a conversation here, because literally I am going to mass and I'm coming out feeling worse than I went into the place. And he just basically said to me that time, look, Mum, I appreciate everything you have done, but I'm in a place now where this is not fitting for me right now. And part of me looked at him and went, oh God, what have I done so wrong? But then the other part of me looked at him and thought, you're just growing into who you are. Yes. And that's all right. And I said, look, is that how you really feel? He went, yeah, it is how I feel. And I said, right, okay. So look, I'm going to honour that is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to relieve you of this. And he was like, yay! And I said, so you know what? You've just made a decision, you know, for yourself. And I have to respect that. I've done my part, and you've grown enough to know what you want for yourself, and that's okay. So that's a prime example of that. So there was that tugging of, no, hold on a minute, I didn't teach you to be like this. But then there's the other part of me going, I'm so proud of you for actually standing up and going, it's just not for me anymore, Mum.
Yeah.
So that's a prime example of that.
Absolutely. And that our parents...
Sorry, Michael.
Hey, Michael, you, good on you for being empowered. You know, our parents live rent-free in our heads in ways. They are the critical shaping voices at times, and when we hear that voice in the what you should be, where you guilt yourself, or you main thing that has came up for me in my own work of late, for myself personally, is self-flagellation. What I like to beat myself with, you know, like the inner critics think, like tool of choice, you know, is this like what I should be doing. And I'd listen and I'd be like, where did this come from? I'm like, oh, I know now. It's not my voice, you know, it's someone else's. And like, and that is like, of course, it's understanding as a parent, you put in the framework, but it's, somebody said to me recently, you know, who was it said it to me? Because I'd like to mention them. It was a parent, and they were just saying that, you know, you are literally a guardian. You know, we hear parent and you hear in school like you parent or guardian, because not everybody's with their parents as in blood, but actually it's all guardian. Because you don't have ownership over this life. You're here to give them the tools, the best that you know how. But you don't have any ownership over that or authority over that life, and we are each on our own journey, and you find your way. So no, I totally get it, but it is funny how so much, like you keep saying, like I shared that as the Russian doll effect, as I call it, you know, all the layers of conditioning and beliefs and all the rest, and limiting beliefs, and you know, like, and one of those layers is like, of course, parenthood, you know, our parents, and like how much of what you have chosen in your life had to do with keeping your parents happy and what they wanted for you. You know, did you know, like, I remember a friend whose both parents were doctors. His older brother was a doctor, his sister was a doctor, and then he went on to become a doctor. He ended up not being a doctor, but the point was, he did this because he thought he had to. Like, it was
expected. He thought
it was expected, and in parts it was, in parts it was expected, you know, and because you're not the value was placed on this rule, and it's what he wanted to do wouldn't be of value, you know what I mean, in the family values. So just so if you're listening and you're feeling into that, you know, just know this is something we all walk, folks. And like, I know people who have really open parents and have been really, like, you know, and that's, I mean, this is through my lens, of course, of my life and the people that I know, but I feel like it's quite uncommon here, you know. It might be more common in America, like in the Woodstock generation, but a friend of mine who's very, very, very open parents, or what I would perceive as very open, you know, they've been into this work, and they grew up in this work, and in this kind of a house, you know what I mean? And of course there are still values that have been imprinted even there.
How could there not, though? You see, how could there not? Because everybody, if you think about it, we all have values, no matter what, no matter how hard you try. Like, it's like somebody said to me way back, you know, shouldn't be conditioning your kids. We're the main caregivers, so we have got to condition per se to the best of our ability to what we know. So how can you never not condition? Because you're coming from a place of condition.
Well, you are you, so you're conditioning them to be you anyway. Funny, I was chatting to Jason about this and talking about it in relation to diet. And I was saying, you know, because we live here, so our diet for breakfasts, we're not big hot breakfast peoples mostly here in Ireland. It's more like cereal and toast or porridge, kind of, maybe savoury porridge. You might throw a bit of salt in there instead of honey or whatever. But you know what I mean? And we're more those kind of like cool breakfast people. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, we're not big fry people. I mean, there's people have fries, but even if it was a fry. Whereas, like, there's other, like, in other parts of the world, in, like, parts of Asia, they have a full, like, what we would consider a dinner for breakfast. You know, really high protein, really healthy. You know what I mean? And on part of our heads, so we're going, oh no, but that, you know, breakfast is like your wee sweet kick in the morning, or what? You understand what I mean? And it's like, or no breakfast at all. And I'm like, isn't it fascinating how right down to even what we eat is a conditioned thing? Like, if you grew up in a house where people ate a lot of junk food for one reason or another, that might be, you know what I mean? We all do the best we can with the tools we have at the time, of course. But yeah, it's fascinating how we've gone off on a real tangent here. How conditioning does impact us, but the beauty of life and this journey, and I think and feel and know that you're a testament to this, is the inner work and the being able to peel off the layers. You know, like, you have arrived at a place in your life where, like, I have to tell you all, Anne has aged backwards. She's got Benjamin Buttonitis, you know. Like, you have, like me and Jason have talked about this so much from over the course of our friendship. You've got younger.
Oh, I'll take that.
Well, you've got younger. You're so much more embodied. You're so radiant and happy and so in tune with who you are. And you're so boundaried in who you are. Like, you know what your yeses are and what your nos are. And I know life can teach us that. But then I say that, and then I'm like, but there's plenty of people your age and my age who haven't learnt that. So, and they have had plenty of life to learn it. But I feel like it's a soul journey thing.
I think it is. And I think it is a case of things, as we well know, show up left, right and centre in our lives, you know. And it could be a different scenario, but we're feeling the same feelings, and we're not connected to a previous time is what this is about. But really, that's just the universe kicking up the button going, come on, seriously. You know, I have showed you this and you're doing nothing with it. Guess what? Until you decide to pull your finger out, I'm going to keep showing it to you. And somewhere along the line, you're going to have to do something with this. Or not, and it will continue to show somewhere else. So that's really what it is. It's lessons being shown left, right, and centre, and eventually making that choice and that decision to act on it. Because it's been shown in so many different facets of my life. That I sat up and looked at it and went, right, okay, need to do something with this. This has got to change now, and that's really where my biggest change took part, is what I'm going to say.
Your wee face out. And that's when you made that change, though, that stepping into all this other work came, though, because you were so much more empowered in your choices. And your self-trust as well. By choosing to go, right, I'm going to actually listen now. I say it's the spiral. It's like the bump in the spiral, and you have this bump and you're like, fucking the fucking bump, and then you go around and then you revisit the bump and you're like, oh, and you keep going. But the further you get into the spiral, the bump softens because you learn, and eventually there is no bump because you have learnt your lesson.
Yes, exactly.
You know, it'll keep showing up. Yeah, exactly.
That's life is about lessons. It's about growing, expanding, and taking each lesson and moving on to the next one. That's exactly what it is. And as long as you do that, you're actually doing all right, irrespective of what they look like, you know. So, life is sweet. Life is sweet.
You're so happy. It makes me so happy.
I'm really happy. I'm happy doing my thing.
And
doing my thing, and obviously doing my thing with my partner, which just brings me so much joy.
Being a water baby.
Just traveling, seeing all the different things, and he makes most of that happen. I don't drive, he drives all the time, otherwise we wouldn't probably be as far as Lifford, we'd be about the head of it. But he's very good in that. He knows it's something that means a lot to me, so he makes it happen for me, you know, time in and time out. So so shout out to him been such a nice person.
Shout out to him for making you so happy. It's beautiful to see.
He has. He definitely has. He definitely has enriched my life for doing it, and so much more depth to it now.
Yeah, and he's enriched everyone who knows you for it, because like, it's like, to me, like, me and Jason have done episodes together. We're going to do more episodes together, but because I want to talk about the whole relational piece, because like a partner, that's what they're there. That the person in your life is your biggest mirror, as in to reflect back to you all the amazing positive parts of you, and build that and celebrate those parts of you, and are like I have been told I'm too much in so many ways, and have been diminished, and I've been too loud, too dramatic, melodramatic, too sensitive, too touchy-feely, too loud, too sexy. You know, it's a lot of twos. And I've been diminished, or too playful, too childlike, or too serious. And I've been all of these things. And Jason's response to that is, be more.
Be more of you.
Yeah. He's like, you're not too much. No, be more. And I'm like, that's all we want in a partner in life. And I feel like he's really done that for you, because he's made you more you.
Yeah.
And I can see that. And it's so beautiful to see. And just in case anyone's in a relationship, I can only speak to my own relationship. I'm witnessing yours as well. But if your partner is not reflecting back all the best parts of you and inviting you into even more, like for you to be more of you, then it might be something to ponder with them, you know, and you doing that for them as well.
Exactly.
Or like inspiring you to be like I know that he inspires you, and with kindness and thoughtfulness, and Jason does that for me too. It's like, wow, gosh, you know, you really challenge me to like when I say challenge, I mean it, like inspire me, challenge me to rise into being. Like, I think I'm thoughtful, and then Jason does something, I'm like, oh my God, you're so kind and thoughtful. Like, it's inspiring, you know. But so shout out to Raymond. We love you. But yeah, like, just to kind of come to a close, like, you're such an inspiration to me. So are you okay for me to share your age?
Of course I am.
Are you sure?
I'm embracing my age.
Yes, and that's what I thought. So Anna's coming 60 in January 2026, folks, which, like, look at this woman, like, and I mean look deeply at past the body, into the eyes and the energy. You just are radiating life, and that to me, like, you have just grown more and more into you. I feel like all of this journey has been like you growing more into you, and I'm like, that's what I fucking want in my life. I want to be where you're at when I'm your age, and be even look back at who I am today and be like, fuck, you only thought you were expanded. Wait till you see what's coming, because you've just expanded and expanded, and it is so inspiring. And I just can't wait to see where you're expanding into, because something we didn't talk about is your meditation work. Like, that has been a soul-led journey.
Such a soul-led journey, and it's so briefly, it's been another calling. I always knew it would show up. To be honest, that feeling again. And shout out to Steph of the Holistic Haven, who put me on a spot. And just, she more or less asked me to do it. And I was like, oh God, I don't know, can I do that? Shazan, I need a date of you. Can you just give me a date now? Seriously, we need to sort this out. So she really put me in a spot. And that's how it all started. And she's part of that journey, because she provides all the oils for me and meditations. And my meditation is not just come and sit. You know, there is oils involved when you come in. Oils are placed on your pulse points, and there is oil for you to breathe during meditation. We have an altar in the center as well, and we have oracle cards around the altar that everybody can choose at the end of meditation. It's inspirational, and it's about empowering people to be who they want to be. and giving them that space to just drop in and learn to listen and hear what shows up, but just to be them in that hour. They don't have to be anything more than that. And that's where it is. And I love holding space for people. And yeah, it's such I get so much out of it. I get a lot out of it, you know. And the same people in classes have showed up and have been with me for the start of the journey, which is so nice. And it's so lovely to see, see all those wee faces coming back. I just love it. But anybody else, of course, if they want to join in, they're more than welcome to do so.
And I will tag in the show notes all of Anne's information. But it's been beautiful to witness that journey unfold, because I remember saying, and this is something that came up in Circle, I don't know if you remember this, before that journey started, us all saying to you about your voice and how you have this lovely voice. And like Anne speaks and it's like, it's so soothing to the soul. I'm like, it's like Colette and her sound bowls, like, and Colette again, she is that real, hello Colette. Hey, we'll be bringing Colette Duffy, we'll be bringing her on as well. But like, that energy, and it comes across in your voice, and like, I'm sure people have heard it, like now, obviously, but it's so beautiful to, like, it's like honey, like a honey balm for your weary bones, being in one of your meditations.
Oh, thank you so much.
It is. It's so lovely, and it is a whole-bodied experience, and you do really just get to drop out. Yeah. And you write your own meditations, and they're such a journey. They're so powerful, and like that is, like, to me, the culmination of the whole journey to now, because. The counselling, it's like, I need this framework. Of course you do for counselling, obviously. Yeah. But, that was like the beginning of you and all the journey of like the inner spirals with heart and everything, and doing your placement and doing the work. And then you found IET, then the Reiki, then the Rahani. Do you know what I mean? And then this was not something you had to train for. You had trained for it your whole life. Yeah. And it was just like, I can just give myself permission to do this.
Yeah, that's how it feels. That's exactly how it feels. Just exactly like that. It couldn't have been put more better. Yeah.
And absolutely you could, because it is absolutely meant. Like, it's your medicine. It absolutely is. All of it's your medicine. But oh my God, your meditations are just like, just like I said, and that is a medicine. And it's just so beautiful to receive. And I know that the energy work infuses that and everything as well. But it's just beautiful to celebrate you and your journey.
Well, I want to thank you as well, because obviously you've been part of this journey. You've held space for me so many times, in circles, and the friends I've made and met along the way that has supported me and my journey has been unreal. But you as a friend, I mean, you are something special. There's no two ways about that. So I learned a great lot from you, with your words of wisdom. Your words of wisdom way beyond your years. So I thank you from my heart to yours. I really do thank you for that, because it really impacted, and it did support me along my journey too. So thank you so much for that.
You're so welcome. It's just a soul resonance, isn't it? And it's, the big part of my journey and the piece that I bring to women all the time is just fucking be you. Just be who you are. Like, before I came on camera today, like, if you see me, like, I'm just wearing a t-shirt, right? And Jason's like, are you wearing that in the podcast? And I was like, because this is what I wear. And he was like, are you not going to put something nicer on? I'm like, no, because I love this fucking t-shirt. And he's all, there's a hole in the shoulder width. And I'm like, oh, wow, there's the hole, folks. But it's like, just be who you are. You are enough. In fact, you're fucking more. You're so much more just as you are.
You always have been enough. Yes. You were enough the day you were born.
Exactly.
So you've always been enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. And just before we close, you shared, and I didn't know this, but in one of our circles years ago, I had an exercise where you wrote on the stone something that you wanted to call into your life, and then you gave it back to the oceans, and you kept your stone.
I kept my stone.
And now it's on your altar.
It's on my altar.
And what's the word?
On my stone is the word courage. That was my word, and that's what I needed to call in, was courage to make change. And that's exactly what I did.
I feel like it was the courage for you to fully awaken to the truth of who you are.
Yeah, definitely.
And this journey has you been awakening to the truth of who you are. Like, because this just is who you are. So
This
no,
is me.
it just is, and it's so beautiful, and I love the authenticity. And yeah, yes, more of this, please. More of us all just giving ourselves permission to be who we fucking are. And in any given moment, like, whatever you are, just be what you are and know that that's okay. Wherever you are. And if you're listening to this, walking through, doing your grocery shopping, and you want to cry, just go for it. It's all good. If you want to shout and laugh and... You know, like, just give yourself permission, obviously without injuring anybody or yourself. But you know what I mean? All the positive vibes, you know, be who you are. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's a gift. I ask every person, well, if you could share a tool, just for even something that we could do a wee bit of IET or something on ourselves. Is there something like a tool that we could share? Because I always like to resource the listeners. And give them a wee something to take away. Is there something that you could share, or something that you do that has been really, like, helpful to you in your journey?
So I suppose with IET, again, it's just remembering everything is energy, and we all have the ability to work with energy. So for me, the heart space is always the one that shows up every time, and I'm really passionate about working with the heart space. So sometimes it's just about putting your hand on your heart.
Okay.
And feeling the beat of your heart. And also calling on the awareness of the angels, and allowing them and asking them to give you the knowledge and understanding that you need at any moment in time in your life, and to be there in a supportive way. Remember, we need to ask the angels to step in. They won't just step in. We need to ask, and they're quite happy to do that. So that's one. The other one, as my life changed, I suppose the one thing I used to always, it was nearly like a wee chant for me, to be honest, and I use it in meditation as well. So it is, today is a beautiful day of opportunity. I am exactly where I need to be. I open myself to the universe, and I trust in the unfolding of my life.
And I was going to ask, because I always do, but I think you've just answered it. You know, is there a saying, a practice, or a ritual that has been most illuminating to you in your journey? And that would be it. That
would be it. And with that, it would be the hand on the heart with that as well.
Well, can we do that now, and I'll repeat it after you?
Okay, so today is a beautiful day of opportunity.
Today is a beautiful day of opportunity.
I am exactly where I need to be.
I am exactly where I am meant to be.
I open myself to the universe.
I open myself to the universe.
And trust in the unfolding of my life.
And trust in the unfolding of my life.
And so it is.
And so it is. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. Oh, I needed that even for myself in this moment.
And breathe.
And breathe. And as always, an absolute pleasure for you to be here. Thank you. Always is a pleasure chatting to you. If anybody wants to check in with Ann doing one-to-one work and the counselling group work, not counselling, cheers, the meditation work, this group work, and obviously counselling one-to-one work or IET or any of those energy healing offerings, I will link Ann's details below. And we're from working in the Strabane area in County Tyrone. Is that right?
Yeah.
It is County Tyrone. Is it? Because, anyway, Strabane. Sorry. Tyrone. So yes, you can check Ann out there. But yes, thank you for listening to your heart and following that soul nudge and being the gift that you are.
Oh.
We're back. I was going to say, I feel like, you know, at the end of the news where the people do the, you know, They knock,
so it is.
and knock the papers on the end and do the music, and they're talking and there's no sound. I forgot about the card pull. Oh my goodness, sorry about that, folks. We did the Wild Woman Rising deck, and this is an oracle deck. I might have used this one before in another episode, but because the participant always picks their own deck, we might revisit some. But this is by Angie Solons. It's beautiful, and the card that was picked was Awaken. And we'll have a zoom in on that for those watching. Awaken. Sometimes to achieve your awakening, you have to engage in the world around you, endeavouring to be a part of cultural consciousness and truth-seeking. And sometimes, to maintain your awakening, you have to shut your eyes to the world and go to the internal refuge that is your personal consciousness. When we cultivate a practice of seeing that is true to our unique vision and balance that with the wellness of all sentient beings, wild woman or man rises. And on that lovely note,
perfect.
I hope that medicine landed and all of this medicine landed. But thank you all for being here from my heart to yours. Mwah. Bye.